We are at Edinburgh Zoo and our job today is to take the carp that are in this enclosure behind us and safely move them to a fishery that they've donated them to up the road. Quite nerve-wracking because no one really knows how many's in there. They're nice fish, varying different sizes, and we're really going to have to net the pond. It's like a normal netting job, but it's a pond. We don't know no one knows what's on the bottom of it. There could be pipes or could be filters or anything like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. At the moment the water's quite clear, but as soon as we get in there and start catching them, it'll get stirred up. But yeah, we'll see how we get on.
The job was to remove all of the fish for the repairs of the surrounding walls of the pond, so it was crucial that all the fish were removed. To do this, the pond would need to be pumped dry to be sure to leave no fish behind. The park staff came back with a generator and submersible trash pump to start removing the water for us. Getting in the water too soon would have disturbed the fish and the silt, so we were better off leaving the water to slowly drain away and only starting to catch the fish when the water was low enough to catch them quickly and efficiently to minimise their stress. This conveniently gave us time to explore the zoo before the park opened to the public. Anybody that knows Andy will know that he has this unusual obsession with penguins. Up on the bank earlier, and it's like mega old.
Yeah. So they feel like silk. It's mad, it is. Really oily.
Their eyesight underwater must be amazing. We didn't have the heart to drag him away from them. Just look how happy they're making him. We just had to be patient and hope that he'd get distracted by something else. Nothing was distracting him, so Matt and I eventually convinced him that there were some better penguins around the corner. This enabled us to look around the rest of the park.
Perfect. That is a bloke in there. There's been no real pandas here for years, but that is someone in a suit. Innit? Look at him. He's just going, they just told me to sit here and eat this stick. Fine, they're paying me. Just sit there and eat the stick. No one will know.
So let's just refer to them all as zoo animals. That's definitely a zebra though. It looked like a pretty chilled life that they all had, sleeping and eating their way through the day. And we knew what these were too. It was time for us to get back to check up on the pond to see how much water had been drained off, and it seemed like we had an audience. It looked like the water level was down just enough to be wadeable, so we got the waders on and ready to move the bulk of the fish. The pond was only about 20 metres long by 7 metres wide, so Andy chose to take just the one small shallow net, shooting it by hand around the main body of water, landing it on the wall. The fish were then hoisted from the pond into slings up into the waiting transport tank, where an oxygen diffuser is gently fizzing so that the fish can be safely held there whilst we remove the remaining carp. Sling after sling of pristine old zoo carp, we were getting closer and closer to the total number of fish thought to be in the pond. With over half of the fish now in the transport tank, we let the pond settle whilst more water was pumped away. Landing the net the opposite side with less water in the pond got us within just a handful of the total number of fish. As the last foot of water reduced, there was one fish left to catch, which Andrew skillfully scooped in the net, which meant it was time to pack up and get on the road to take these fish on their short journey to their new home.
Thank you very much. Thank you. See ya.
This is where we really got to appreciate these fish before they were released. "17 years left alone at Edinburgh Zoo. It will be really interesting to see how these fish do in their new home. If you subscribe to the BP Milling YouTube channel, perhaps one day we might just find out."